absolutely welcome back to South African Prepper, and as you can see, a nice hot sunny day, and as you can see, nice big farmers stand here. So I want to talk to you about who are the unprepared and what you can expect from the unprepared. Now, we are very fortunate that we operate and we work with inside a prepping community that is fairly large, and this prepping community is luckily very well prepared in certain regards. So the first question that you need to ask yourself is, who are the unprepared and how does the unprepared actually look like? Now, the unprepared could literally be anybody. It could be your colleague at work, it could be your neighbor, it could be your best friend, in my case, my best friend. Um, it could be your brother, it could be your sister, and in our case, it could even be your mother or your father if they are actually still alive and you're lucky to still have them around. So, what does unprepared mean? Unprepared means that simply if something goes wrong, like we've seen in Durban, these will be the people that will literally feel the effects of the shit hits the fan, or the grid goes down, or you have no water. After 3 days, these people will be the first people to be running to the stores, trying to panic buy, trying to get whatever they need to survive the next coming days. And these are normally the people that will be panic buying, like I said before. So, being unprepared basically means that you are not able to sustain yourself if everything collapses for more than 3 to, let's say, a full week, 7 days. Now, we've seen this in the recent events of Durban, where within a couple of days there were no bread in that specific area where the riots and the looting took place, and people were rushing to the stores for bread and fuel. Now, if you're a prepper, you're not going to be worrying about that because you've got your things stored away. You won't be panic buying, you won't get yourself into a situation where you have to maybe fight for a liter of fuel, a liter of water, or maybe a loaf of bread. The next question that you have to ask yourself is, what risks do the unprepared pose to us as being prepared? Now, there's a saying, it's the golden rule of three, sorry for my pronunciation. So you can go 3 minutes without air, you can go 3 days without water, and you can go 3 weeks without food. Now, normally when people get really desperate, their character will actually change. So that neighbor that you know, that old guy that's very nice, he always greets you, walks the dog maybe, leans over the wall asking how things are. Once desperate situation kicks in and people really don't have any water or really don't have any food on the table, the character of these people will actually change. And again, this is where we are very fortunate that within our prepping community, we have people that actually do prep financially within their means and within their capabilities, um, as best they can. So the next question I want to pose to you is, what do we do if the unprepared comes knocking at your door? Now, it might differ from country to country, and I believe in South Africa it will be a little bit different. You have to understand that we are a minority group in South Africa. We're roughly about 3.5, maybe towards 3.8 million white South Africans in South Africa. And it would be extremely difficult, I'll be honest with you, if one of my people came knocking at my door and they actually tell me, listen, we're in trouble. It would be very difficult for me to actually tell them, no, I can't help you, because we are a minority group in South Africa. So what we've done over the last couple of years, we've actually given presents to some of our family members and friends and neighbors, things relating to prepping when it comes to birthdays and maybe December holidays. when you exchange presents. I've given away a couple of jerry cans in my life, well, more than 10 or 20 jerry cans in my life. Radios, maybe first aid kits, everything prepping wise, to try and get the unprepared closest to us to actually realize that it is their responsibility to also prep on their own. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. The other thing that is a bit of a danger when it comes to helping people this way is that people don't actually realize that you are prepared. And I can tell you out of experience, if things go south, people do know whom to phone, and people then know who to actually go to when shit hits the fan. I can just relate back to Durban. Our phone were ringing off the hook. What do we do? What do we do? Where do we go? While our prepping community was sitting back, waiting and seeing and getting information about what the next move would be for us when Durban took place in South Africa. So coming back to the reality of the unprepared. Now, many people will have a lot of excuses why they don't prepare. And the biggest one is the financial thing. I don't have enough money to prepare. Now, a specific individual very recently came to me and said, listen, we really don't have money to prepare. And I said to them, well, I'll come and help you. Let's see how you can prepare with least amount of money. And we went into his house, and the first thing that I noticed that they had no preparation for water. And I asked him, listen, where's your water? And he says, well, we don't have money to prepare for water. And I said to him, well, 2-liter bottles are for free. You need to go get 2-liter bottles, and you need to fill these 2-liter bottles up, and you need to store them away, and that is what we call preparing. And he went, wow, I never thought of that. And we continued through his house, and we realized that he had an example, a stupid example. He had 2 sets of scissors, and I said to him, well, take the 1 set, okay, and put it in a box. Yeah, but we don't have crates, we don't have money to buy crates. Well, then put it in a black bag. You've got extra towels, you've got extra blankets, you've got extra pillows. Oh, you've got a sleeping bag that you haven't used for 2 years because you don't have money to go and camp anymore. Pack that away, okay? And then we got to the issue of things that you actually need to go and buy, things like fuel and food, which he said, well, we don't have money. So I said to him, well, do you have 50 Rand a month to actually spare? And what then ended up happening, he's now taking 50 Rand, which is not a lot of money, and he's actually spending that money every single month towards buying a couple of liters of fuel, or maybe 1 or 2 bags of rice or some or pasta. And it's not a lot, but 6 months down the line, he phoned me 6 months down the line, and guess what, he is now prepared for at least 3 to 4 weeks of surviving on his own on a very small budget. Now, if you can survive anything from 3 weeks to a month, and you can support your family without going to the store, I would like to tell you that you are ahead of probably 95% of South Africans, because South Africans are not prepared at this stage, and the guaranteed collapse of South Africa is actually coming. We are seeing it, the signs and the symptoms of this economy crumbling is flashing in our eyes every single day. So guys, yeah, please make sure that you like, share and subscribe, and keep on prepping, even if it's a little bit every single month.